My lord, all the jesters are within the castle's walls. Lock the gates. Lock the gates! All right, everyone, you heard. The gates are locked. We are locked in the castle. There's no escape. It's just the three of us. Right now, I have myself and my brothers. My name is Daniel, and you are listening to Analyze This. It's a podcast about whatever the hell we want to talk about. Every week, it's going to be different. Just enjoying ourselves and recording. And who knows, 25 years from now, our kids, grandkids will look at this and say, what the hell were they thinking? So with that, let me allow everyone to introduce themselves. Jonathan, go ahead.
Hey. Well, you guys get to listen to some shit out of whatever we come up with here. I'm John, adding the youth perspective.
Oh, you had to put that in, huh? We're old. Tito, go ahead.
You got Tito's attention.
Well, my name is Tito, and I guess I'm the oldest one. And I'm just going to listen to what the heck these guys are going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Let the young people talk, right?
Wake me up. Yeah,
sounds good.
Just wake me up.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure you will fall asleep a few times. So, what is Analyze This? Analyze This is going to be for people who want to be entertained in a variety of subjects. One of the things that I have marked down here for this is who is this for? And John talked about the young perspective. I don't know if you consider yourself young anymore, but you did say that. The Generation Xers, like myself and Tito, we're just going to reminisce, talk about the different things that we grew up with and what we enjoyed, what we didn't enjoy. And at the same time, I want to include the baby boomers. We're going to open this up for audience so that they can log in and listen to us. It might be live at some point. Right now it's going to be recording because, we are going to say a lot of shit and, we don't want to be canceled in the first week. So if we say something that shouldn't be said, we'll just cut it off on the recording. So the live, we're going to be, making sure that we don't have any drinks before and make sure that we are in a state of mind that we know what we're saying, because people are canceling people just by sneezing at them, that's the fact. So
Tito almost got canceled for his headphones.
Oh, that's going to be on an outtake at some point. We're going to talk about the different shows that we looked at, the recommendation of shows. We're going to review them. In fact, there was a few shows that we talked about already, and I looked at some of them. John recommended Black Mirror. I saw the pilot of that, and man, that's going to be a podcast show by itself because that was a little weird. And to him, we recommended the Twilight Zone, which he watched. Just give me a 1 minute brief of what you thought about it.
It's funny. I purposely said the young perspective because it was going to be a bit of a segue into this bit, right? Because when you look at Black Mirror, and now that you've watched Black Mirror and Twilight Zone, you could relate in the sense of, it's just a newer version of the Twilight Zone, right? It's the same weird, wacky with a couple better, special effects within it there, but still one of those shows where at the end of the episode you're like, what the hell just happened? And then you start the next one and it doesn't have jack shit to do with the previous one, so you're really like, hold on, let me go and rewatch this over here to see I understand it. But what I would say that stood out to me from watching that first episode on the Twilight Zone, right towards the end when you realized he was having like a sort of psychotic break, Black Mirror has an episode, it might be season 4 or 5, I have to get back to exactly which one, where it's almost the same storyline in that sense, like a psychotic break and the repetition and what's fake, what's real. It's in a sense of giving a little bit of it where he thinks he's in a complete town and he's really locked in a cage. These individuals are in a virtual town and they're actually locked in like a cage, basically. So a fun one I gotta find for you so you can watch that there. But that's my 2 cents on.
Sounds good. By the way, I also watched the one that you recommended from Black Mirror, the season 6 episode something, the demon.
That was a trippy one, right?
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. That was good.
Yeah.
So we'll talk. We'll analyze that at a later date when we talk about different movies and TV shows. And we're going to talk about money. Rag to riches. Are we there yet? Is going to be basically the segment, because what else we have here? We're going to talk about do-it-yourself segment, and John and I talked about some of the projects that we worked on. A simple thing, a workbench for the garage.
I've built a couple things most recently. So we actually have a small business that we run here, and so like a catering business, and we're looking for like a bar top, and you're supposed to want thousands of bucks for a bar top, and I made a bar about 4 feet wide, 2.5 feet deep, standing about 5 feet tall. That breaks down small enough so it can fit in the back of the Palisade for $200, and some tools, right? Some elbow grease compared to the $1,500 someone tried to sell it to me for. But I also made another stand for the business. I made a stand for my frog tank back here. I'll show you that one time eventually. Through the years, I've made entertainment centers and different fun stuff like that. I got a really fun story for a doghouse I built at one point. That's a fun one in itself. Spoiler: the dogs ran away the day after it finished, so it became a damn chicken coop. So screw them dogs, man.
All right. I hope that you have pictures of that doghouse when we talk about do it yourself.
Yeah. It's still standing in Dad's backyard.
and it's like the do-it-yourself segment is going to include some of the things that I've done and things that I'm like, holy crap, I just got robbed. And one of them is the air conditioner has a special capacitor on the side inside the air conditioner, and that capacitor is like maybe worth $25. Unfortunately, it was an emergency call that I had to make to get it fixed because I did not have the capacitor on hand. It was like 105 degrees outside, and I needed that fixed like that day. So I called the air conditioning expert, and I got charged like $450 for that little capacitor plus his time. It took him maybe 15 minutes to change.
Did he at least take you out to dinner first?
I tell you, man. Do you have any do-it-yourself experience, Tito?
Maybe.
No? You know nothing? I just listen. I know nothing.
I don't know nothing, but paying that $400, you have to pay other people, for the food, the gas, the insurance on the truck.
I'm not saying, it's like it's fine. I understand.
The girlfriends, and everything that's included there,
I understand. It's business is business.
It's knowledge. You pay, right? You pay for the guy's knowledge, not even if it took him 5 minutes. It wasn't going to take you 5 minutes because you really didn't know what it was to actually replace them.
No, I knew what it was, and the problem was that nobody around here had it in stock. I called Lowe's, I called Home Depot, I called Ace. I even called a air conditioning distribution place, and they're like, "Oh, we don't sell to the public." So that's how we ended up
and went around town burning them out.
So that's sad,
They got
Anyway.
they got a lock up.
We're gonna have trivia on the show, and who knows? I really
if we do trivia, we'll do trivia on this program. It'll be a fair playing field. He was beating you up.
Another segment that we're going to talk about is car talk. Talk about different types of cars. Talk about different parts of the cars and different diagnostics of the car.
I got the funniest car story with Tito involved. Let me tell you.
With him involved? Tell me a little bit about it.
I gotta tell you the whole thing to tell you. It won't take long, right? So I was moving to Georgia, right? And Tito was supposed to help me move to Georgia. Last minute he shows up. He's like, can't make it. Here's the car keys because he was letting me borrow. I think it was the Suburban or the Tahoe with the trailer on it. And he's like, give me your car keys, see you in a month. That was cool. That was perfectly fine. Right before he gets there, I'm driving the car. It was to Amber's ex-husband's family house. And the car's going doom, doom, doom. And I said, man, Robert, take a look at this fucking car for me because as I'm driving down the road, it's going, dude. We check all the tires. The passenger right rear is missing. I'm sorry, passenger rear on the left. Sorry, driver's side on the rear, right? Is missing 3 out of the 5 studs that's supposed to be in there.
So it was wobbly.
Yeah, I said, Tito, what the fuck is wrong with this car? I've never seen this happen before. He goes, oh, that's why the tire iron's in the trunk. I said, I've never got in a car and thought to myself, are my tires so tight enough? From that moment on, anything I ever drove in, I check all the tires. I'm going to end up dying with this guy.
At least he can't use a tire iron.
I don't know what the shit with this guy.
At least
I have no idea how a tire got loose. But I didn't work on the tire. I have no idea how that loose. Maybe somebody was trying to kill me.
But I remember you guys had to change all the studs out because the ones that were left were damn near gone too. Oh man.
I think somebody actually losing my tires because I didn't work on the tire.
That's it, man.
It's like one day I go to my truck and my truck got 4 flats. How can I get 4 flats on one shot?
You live in New York City. That somebody doesn't like you.
You keep taking the good parking spots.
You got 13 million people there. Out of the 13, somebody doesn't like you. Oh, 4 flat tires. Come on.
I just got the first one. My other truck, I go down. My window's all busted. So, I check my tires once in a while too.
So the moral of the story is if you're going to borrow a car from Tito, take it to a mechanic to get it checked.
No, the moral is if you're going to borrow it from Tito, call an Uber. What the Wait, did you ever tell Tito about Dad and his car and you took it to Disney?
Oh yeah.
Tito goes, when we take the car down to Disney, and Dad's like, oh, you're gonna put all these miles on it. That's when you just got that red truck. Mind you, I already crashed it. He got it fixed. Then it was Tito driving it. And he takes it. He calls Dad, and he ends up hitting that damn deer and stuff. And Dad's all pissed off. Dad was livid. He goes, oh, the fucking car, Tito. He goes, wow. The good news is Robert had to pick us up, so we didn't put all the extra miles on the car. That was one of the most pissed off times I've ever seen Dad. He just had to laugh.
Yeah, I remember the deer situation, and we're like, "How the heck did he hit a deer with a red car?"
At 3:30 in the afternoon, in Virginia.
That's so funny, man.
Even the troopers, the deers are going back to they jump in all crazy time.
That's horrible.
They used to jump at night time.
The trooper didn't allow you to take the deer home?
The deer, I went for the deer. I hit the deer one like 20 feet up in there. I hit that deer like 80 miles an hour. I totaled that car.
Yeah.
I had to get it towed all the way from Virginia.
Robert picked you over.
So, we mentioned Robert a few times. Robert is one of our other brothers. So, yeah, we have a lot of brothers. We'll get to them. Eventually, the screen will be full. We have brothers everywhere around the world, right?
Some you probably don't even know about yet.
So let's see what else we're going to talk about. We're going to have a segment called Show Me What You Got. It's basically the studio audience is going to get online and show us their talent, whatever it is, singing, playing an instrument, saying jokes, whatever. There are a few exceptions of the things that we will not talk about. And these exceptions are religion, politics, current controversial topics such as terrorism, wars, abortion, gender identity. Now, keep in mind that there could be exceptions to the rules. For example, if each of the hosts gets like a $5 million contract in 5 years, then we will talk about anything, and lose half of our friends. $5 million, right? So, sorry, Uncle Bob, but we love you. $5 million.
All right,
we have about a minute and a half left on this segment, so let's move on and do a quick closing of this one. Let's see here. For links for future shows, eventually it's going to all be on YouTube, like I said before. Analyze This podcast. And if you do a search for that, you will find it there. And we're going to get an X account and then tweet. Do people still use the word tweet or just X it out? Instead of tweet it out.
I still say tweet. X it out sounds so stupid.
I'm gonna exit.
Like, you want to leave already?
Yeah, I'm gonna exit. So that's where we stand with this pilot.
And this is all warranted that on the 8th we will get invaded by aliens. So keep going on. I'll tell you, man. Look, I bought a Bofang because my Wuxan was being so stupid, so they came in a twin pack.
Oh.
So I'm ready to go.
You got to be careful with the Bofang because you can actually program it to frequencies that will require you to have a ham license.
Just play it cool. Learning to program it.
Yeah, program it with your license. Program it with your license, the GMRS.
I programmed it with everything possible in here. So here's the fun thing, right?
Just don't talk about
a ham license. But even though I don't have a ham license, in the event of emergency, I'm allowed to use the signal without a license.
Only in an emergency of a life situation.
That's the only time I need it. That's the only time I need it. Emergency,
there's nothing wrong.
Oh my God, there's no one else in the network. That's it.
You said you have the Bofang. I got one right here too.
That's nice. Which one is that one? This is the UV5R8W.
You just bought that one. Is that the new one? Because that one supposedly has a bug in it or something. This one.
What's the bug?